Right, everybody. It is the New York session. So let's have a look. So what are the opportunity that we are having for today? It's New York session and there's only 5 minutes to the market open. So we are going to give it our best to, if there is an opportunity today, we're going to take it. If there is no good opportunity, then we're going to just sit on our hands and we're not going to do anything, okay? So what do we have? So let's run down through the update. Earlier on in New York, in London session, we already checked through the analysis. We're going to run through the analysis again. And so we identified the zone that we're going to be trading from earlier on. And pretty much the zones are still the same. The demand zone that we have identified is still the one we're going to be using. So for the sake of people who are just joining or just watching, I'm going to quickly run through the analysis again. One of the first things I like to do normally is I like to check my previous day high and previous day low, right? So the market, when the market actually moved, this was the section for Friday. This section I'm actually hovering inside. This is actually what happened on Friday. Market created this high and also this low, right? But so what happened yesterday when market opened was that NASDAQ already take the previous day low. So all the liquidity between the Friday lows has already been taken. So potentially, I think that gives us a potential zone to mark as our zone, right? So we're looking at this area as our potential buy zone, right? And then we're looking at this area here as a reaction zone. So basically, because I trade supply and demand, and the most important thing anytime I'm trading is to identify where is the best demand zone that I should be buying and where is the best supply zone that I should be selling, right? So one of the things I just do, I mark the area that I feel like it's a resistance area, and I mark the area that I feel like, okay, a good move has actually originated from there. So right now, we have 3 minutes to market open since today is Monday. So we can just, wait and see what happens. So from where NASDAQ actually is right now, what can actually happen is that NASDAQ can from here tap into this box or even take the high and take the high, pull back into this area, or maybe even pull back into this demand zone and give it a strong buy. But for me, the best buying activity actually would be best to wait for when price return back into this demand area over here. I think sooner or later, NASDAQ is potentially going to come back into this demand zone and give us a good entry from here. So in terms of if I'm going to be buying, I would prefer to maybe see NASDAQ to be inside this particular demand zone over here. And then, it's going to give us like the best trading opportunity. If NASDAQ can make its way down into this zone, then we can wait for the reaction of the market around buying, and then we can actually take the trade. But when it comes to buying right now, you cannot get a buy again. You can potentially get a buy, but you need to buy it at the best zone. So if we draw the fib, for example, look at this fib now. Looking at what this fib is actually telling us, price is currently in the premium area. Whenever price is in the premium area, a lot more people are actually looking to sell. But what is actually possible right now is from where NASDAQ is over here, NASDAQ can take this high, give a pullback, and then go higher. And if actually that happens, then by then we're going to be looking for buys. Yeah. So it's more like a waiting day because today is Monday anyway. So we need to kind of trade safely and carefully. So what we're just going to do is we are going to potentially see the first reaction, see what happens at market open. So let's switch to the 1 minute now. Markets will be New York Stock Exchange will be open in 1 minute. So we're going to see the reaction of the first 1 minute candle. That's in about 38 seconds now. By the way, who is trading today? Do you have a particular pair that you're trading? What are your expectations for NASDAQ for today? Put it in the chats. It would be nice to see. It will be nice to see. Okay. Obviously, we can just buy NASDAQ. just to trying to be safe, in making us, just trying to be safe. The formation right now looks good for buying, but it depends on what we think, what the market is going to do. All right, so market open now. Let's see the direction they want to go. Let's see the direction they want to go. Okay, the first 1 minute candle is printing already. So usually what we can just do now is we can hold on to see what it wants to do. And right now, the candle is printing. So we give it the first 1 minute to see what they do. Okay. Seems like we're getting a push downward. We're getting some push downward. We're getting some push downward. Okay. Whenever this happens, when NASDAQ starts, and when NASDAQ opens at New York Stock Exchange time and it's going back into the Asian range, usually they want to go and retest the demand zone or a nearby demand zone. So for example, we can see this is now a support area where buyers have actually taken over. Sellers were selling from the Asian high and then they sell into this mid-range of the Asian session. So more likely, we can also be waiting around this area for potential buyer reaction. So now it's just about waiting. There is no entry yet. And, we'll see if NASDAQ gives us any good opportunity. What do I see here? Anything for us? Anything for us? I think the market open today is quite slow. Honestly, there is nothing yet, and the move are just very slow, and everything is actually not going anywhere. So we are waiting to see what we get. Okay, seems like we are now pushing upward, and that would actually be good. It can actually be a good idea to follow the direction that the price is actually going right now. There is 100 points movement to the top, so I'm thinking that so technically NASDAQ is already creating us a high and a low for the session, and usually when NASDAQ gives us a session high and low, it's very good to follow the direction of the breakout. So you can see what happens. The first major candles are actually started the market open. We've created a low now, and then maybe we're going to create a high. So what we need to see now is, I think most likely, it's quite cool to kind of like, take a buy. If you want to scalp NASDAQ, you can put your stop, over here where the market open data is, and then you're going to target. Your target obviously is going to be so it's a one-to-one risk to reward trade. So because this is a one-to-one risk to reward trade, there's honestly no reason to take it. Usually, if you want to take a trade that has an opportunity like a 1 to 2. Whenever you're risking $1, you're making $2. So for this reason, it's best to just hold on, and it's best to let's just hold on. Let us see what NASDAQ is going to do. If NASDAQ should break the high, I think then it gives us even more confirmation that buyers are going to be stepping into the market, and on the pullback, we can be able to get a buying opportunity. So let's just wait and see. We are going to get an opportunity soon. Definitely. All right, so we're still waiting to see what NASDAQ will do. All right, and we are going to be waiting, and we are going to be waiting. So now we are still waiting. We are still waiting. So yeah, pretty much as we have seen, as soon as NASDAQ took the session high that was created on the first 1 minute, then it kept going. So since it's going to be a one-to-one risk reward trade, I did not bother taking it, and that's the only reason. Honestly, that's the only reason I didn't take it. It could have been nice to take, but you know, it would have been a one-to-one, risk to reward kind of trade. Okay, more like this. But anyway, we'll see. Let's delete that. Let's just delete that. NASDAQ is moving up slowly. We need to see some sort of reaction from this, from this zone. And if we see a good reaction, it can tell us, what to do. Maybe we're going to sell potentially on the short term, or, we'll keep waiting for our buy to come. Okay, NASDAQ is still pushing. We're going to see what's up. NASDAQ is still pushing. NASDAQ is pushing. NASDAQ still pushing. Seems like we're going to take the high. What do you think? NASDAQ is going to take the high, the previous day high. And okay. But there's still time for the first 15 minutes candle to finish printing. So I think that's going to let us know what NASDAQ is going to do afterwards. Okay. NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on what NASDAQ is doing as well. Okay. So NASDAQ is still pushing. Whoa, okay. I think this is a very good trade if we have taken it, but we didn't take it. So NASDAQ is keeping pushing higher. Oh, now NASDAQ is just going to take the high. We are going to potentially have to look for buy somewhere around here later. NASDAQ has made 100-point movement just in this session alone. In this session alone, NASDAQ has moved 100 points, and this is so cool. NASDAQ is about to take the previous day high. So taking the previous day high confirms that one of these nearby region is actually good for buy. Okay, one of these nearby regions is good for buy. Either now there will be extra new regions to potentially look for buys. This area, mostly this area or this area, So either this area or somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. So for you to be buying NASDAQ, you need to wait to see a proper pullback and a proper buyer participation after the pullback. Then that is exactly when you can confirm that, okay. Now you can see there is a big seller participation from the top over here, and that is expected. They might, there's going to be like some sort of reaction of sellers around this area. But if NASDAQ buyers are actually more stronger, then we should see NASDAQ taking the previous day high. When the previous day high is taken, then we can potentially see like some reactions, and we know what to do next. Okay, let's go. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay, it's looking good. Okay. NASDAQ is still pushing. There's currently a sort of rejection from that zone from NASDAQ, from the seller participation, but we are going to see what actually happens. So right now, NASDAQ is about to take the previous day high, and that's presenting us more opportunity to, oh man, we didn't take the buy, so we missed out. It's okay. It's okay to miss out on a move, but it was a one-to-one move, so that's why I didn't want to take it. It's a one-to-one, so the opportunity is okay, but it's a one-to-one, so I didn't want to take it. I would have preferred to, a 1-to-2 kind of opportunity. Since this is the 1-to-1 risk to reward opportunity, then I didn't want to take it. So, oh, Shola, you're buying NASDAQ already. Yeah. If you're buying, yeah, obviously your TP will have eat already. So, that's good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I think now we're about to take the previous day out of NASDAQ. And when that happens, I think we are going to see more reaction. So very likely that today, this will be the only opportunity. It would be best to just wait until tomorrow, whatever the market will do, and then we would come back for it. For now, we're still going to hang around. We'll keep seeing we keep seeing the opportunities that we have here, and then we will see. We will see. We will see. We are going to see. Usually NASDAQ can just take the high when more participants actually enter. Okay. We will see this happen. We're not going to see this happen. Next steps. NASDAQ shows the next steps. Show us the next steps. NASDAQ shows the next step. Let's see. Are we breaking the high or are we holding on? Let's see. We need to see NASDAQ show us the next step now. Let's see NASDAQ. Let's see. From where NASDAQ currently is, I'm actually expecting some sort of resistance from it. So, and that's exactly what's currently happening. We're seeing the resistance, but we need to be sure if, and you can't just sell from here because, NASDAQ can just break the high and then you take a stop loss. So that's another thing what you cannot do. You cannot say because NASDAQ is now inside the resistance level that you're going to start selling, or if they start buying more, so you need to kind of like hold on. It's best to be buying NASDAQ than actually right now to be selling. So you just need to wait for price to get to a nice zone that you can take a trade from. And yeah. All right, let's give it a more moment. Let's wait again. We'll be here for like next 30 minutes and we'll see if NASDAQ give us any opportunity to re-enter. I think we have already missed the first opportunity. The first opportunity today actually was after the first 1 minute candle was printed, the high and low of the candle. This is also a nice strategy if you want to learn this. Sometimes when NASDAQ make a low, if you have a bias, let's say you have a buy bias, like if you want to buy NASDAQ, and if the first candle when New York Stock Exchange opened, you can mark the high and low of that candle. For example, the first candle that opened today was a selling candle. As soon as it was selling, it created a range, and the range was let's see how many points, a 50-point range, right? When NASDAQ created a 50-point range, now we mark the low and high of that candle, and as soon if NASDAQ should have taken the sell side, then potentially would have seen price move downward. But as soon as price actually broke the high of the first New York high, the range that was actually created, then it actually signifies to us that okay, there is an interest in the market buying up into the next liquidity level. So that was why I knew that we could take a buy. I just didn't take a buy because of the risk reward, and but it is okay. So let's go back to 15 minutes. We are going to see what NASDAQ does on this level right now. So if NASDAQ should break this level in the next like 15-20 minutes, then you will be able to get a nice buy when NASDAQ did a pullback. Yeah. So we're going to be waiting. We're going to be waiting. All right, so NASDAQ is just moving around. I think they are going to take that high. They're going to take the high. NASDAQ is likely to take the high, but right now everything is slow. The participation of buyers is a little bit, okay. I think we're about to take the high right now because I just saw a push now. We might be taking the high. I think we're going to take the high for sure. The previous day high is going to be taken. When the previous day high is taken, then obviously it's not a waiting game. Okay, previous high is now taken. So the previous day high has been taken. Now though, what is next? NASDAQ needs to complete a move, and then we need to see a pullback. And usually, that means that we're going to be getting a really nice buy setup very soon. May not be today, but obviously it's going to happen. NASDAQ is going to potentially like pull back a little bit into the regions where we are selling from, where we are buying from. So we're going to be getting a pullback later on because after a new high is created, obviously the next thing is that there has to be a pullback back into the zone, right? Like into the nearby, let's say demand zones or support zone, and then we can get continuation and follow up buyings. Let's see what S&P 500 is doing. S&P 500. Oh, S&P 500 on the other hand is very bullish. Like it had gone way higher. So it's very likely that NASDAQ is going to be following suit. NASDAQ is likely to be following suit as well very soon. So what we just do now is we'll hold on a little bit and see where we are. See where market's going to go also. Okay. All right, so let's give it a chill pill. Let's just wait and see. Probably we'll wait again for the next 20 minutes, and then we'll see if there are anything for us to analyze. All right, traders. I think this is going to be the end of the stream now. For those that took a buy here, I think it was a good one. Otherwise, now we have to call it a day. We'll likely come again tomorrow, London session. We'll see whatever opportunity that the market actually has to offer us, and then we will take it. All right. For now, enjoy, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and join us for tomorrow live stream. All right. Thank you, everybody. We will be seeing each other again. Bye-bye.